Hi, my name is Chef Cheyne, and we're going to make some ramen noodle. First with ramen noodle, you turn on the burner and make it hot. Put the pot on the burner and add basically 2 cups of water. So I'm going to walk out of the shot and get 2 cups of water. Bam, I got 2 cups of water. Water boils a lot faster with the top on. Here I have some ramen noodle. It's basically a wheat product with a package of monosodium glutamate. Monosodium glutamate, by one definition, is a neuroexciter, which means it fires your synapses in your brain faster. It just doesn't sound good. So MSG has delicious flavor. It's in the salt family, and you pretty much never want to eat it in your whole life, ever. A lot of people are allergic to it. They call it Chinese restaurant syndrome. You eat at a Chinese restaurant and you get a headache because of the MSG powder. In a ramen noodle, you get a package of flavored MSG. So the way you cook ramen noodle right from the package is boil some water, put the noodles in it, and put the MSG in it. Doesn't taste terribly bad, but it's basically salt and strange chemicals. So, as we've got some water boiled here, we use the top. I'm going to drop the noodles in. There it is. We're almost done with this basic ramen recipe. I'm going to open up the package. I'm going to kind of just put it in the water, just on the side. You don't have to sprinkle it around. It's going to boil around. All right. So, got a little spoon here. I'm just going to kind of stir it a little bit. We're just moments away. It's a big block of noodles in here. There's the noodles. They are cooking. It's very lovely. It's going to take about 2 minutes, and we'll be ready to go. Halfway through the process, you can actually break the noodle package in half. They're actually strangely folded. Let's see if I can get them. It's a long noodle that's folded in half. So watch this. I can open it up. Look at that. How cool is that? So I've opened it up to make them longer. Now while they cook, I'm going to get my bowl ready. Now the handle can get a little hot, so use a cloth. That is ramen noodle, epitomized. Hi, my name is Chef Cheyne again, and we're going to make ramen noodles, but we're going to make them a little nicer this time. We're going to use boxed chicken stock, twist it open, and I'm going to add 2 cups of chicken stock. So I'm going to boil this up here. Actually, you know what? While it boils up, we're going to be adding some delicious additional items to it. So we're going to add some broccoli right off the bat. So broccoli is really delicious. We got the florets, but there's also the stem. The stem is very misunderstood. So I've got this nasty sort of stem here. I'm going to trim it up a little bit with a knife. Notice I have a claw coming in from the side. It means kind of grabbing it like this. I'm going to actually use a peeler and peel this until it's tender, right down to the inner layer. Normally you see broccoli that comes in big, longer stems, so this is sort of a cute little version of the stem. But once you've peeled all the fibrous exterior off, you end up with a really delicious interior. Actually, I prefer it to the floret. Right there, got a nice little piece of peeled broccoli that will be very delicious. All right. I'm just going to kind of, for the sake of argument, push away the detritus from that peeling. Also, I want to have small little florets for the ramen noodle, approximately that size. Small guys. So I'm going to take my knife, grab with a claw, and trim the florets into smaller pieces. Okay. So grabbing with a claw. So I'm going to put quite a few vegetables in, but this would probably be enough ramen for this particular dish. We're still waiting for the chicken stock to boil, which is moments away. We're also going to put some carrots in this because we can. I've got a carrot. I'm going to cut the tip and the tail off, push them away. I'm going to lay it down. I don't peel it in the air. I'm going to lay it down on the ground and peel it. Flip it around. Done. Get rid of the peels. So a carrot, I don't want to cut it into little rounds. The little round guys, oh, they're cute. They're so round, but I really hate little round carrots. So I'm going to cut it on a different angle. But first I'm going to cut the edge off lengthwise so that the carrot doesn't roll. This is not a cooking lesson, cutting lesson though. Ah! Not really. But we got boiling chicken stock. I've got ramen. Same recipe. I'm gonna drop the ramen in. Here's the nasty little MSG. No, I'm not gonna put it in there. Because I have chicken stock and the chicken stock has enough flavor. Throw the carrots in. Throw the broccoli in. Throw more broccoli and carrots in. You can also take frozen corn and frozen, so I'm going to put in, actually, about that much. Just enough for a little flavor. All right, a little corn, about that much. I can break my noodles apart and make them double length. Here we go. I just love doing that. It feels really satisfying. We're almost done and almost ready with the next batch. Now the chicken stock is unsalted, so I'm going to taste it. I don't recommend sticking your finger in hot boiling water unless you're a chef. But I know I need some salt and pepper. So I'm going to put a little salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, pretty much in everything. In this particular case, we're going to put some curry powder in. Bam. It's got a nice aroma. So a little curry. You have to check the recipe for how much. I'm putting an eighth of a teaspoon in case you really want to know. All right. This is virtually done here. Would you guys dump out those bowls and bring me back an empty bowl, please? Just right in the garbage. Okay, I'm tasting it. I might suggest using a spoon to taste it if you're not like a chef with iron fingers. Which I am a chef with iron fingers. These guys. Right, so this is ramen part 2. So this is the second version of ramen, slightly more healthy. Hi, Chef Cheyne here. We're going to do our third ramen in a row. This ramen is going to be with coconut milk. All right. So with any ramen, you usually start with 2 cups of vegetable stock. In this case, we're going to use chicken stock. But because I'm going to use coconut milk, I am lowering the amount of broth, and I'm putting in a single cup. In addition, yeah, there we go. Thank you. I might have missed my yeast process. I've got some coconut milk here. And it's going to be good. Now, it looks like there's a uniform product in here, but it's milk, the coconut solids on the top and liquid on the bottom. So you really need to sort of mix it up a little bit. So we like 2 cups in our ramen, so I'm going to put a cup of coconut milk in here. We're going to put the top on. Now, ramen noodle comes in all sorts of flavors. This one is beef broth. Well, you know, it's just MSG with a random beef flavor that probably comes in a giant 55-gallon drum of beef flavor. You don't want to eat this unless you want your children to have antennas, tails, or some sort of weird like asthma. Now remember, we're just going to kind of each time make this a little more classy. So there will be curry, there will be salt, there will be pepper, there will be some veggies. We're going to add in probably some celery on this one. Just to save time, I'm going to add my spices right now. It doesn't really matter. Pepper, salt, curry powder. Oh, it's about to boil. Oh, cutting them into little manageable portions. I'm going to peel the carrot after I cut the tip and tail off. And I'm not going to let this boil over. I'm just going to put that to the side. When you peel, you want to lay it down. Don't stand it up. Lay it down flat so it doesn't break. Then I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it on the bias or en tranche, which is the French word, but this is not a cutting lesson. We also have celery here. Celery needs to be peeled or it's really fibrous. So I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to peel the fibrous exterior off. And then it becomes far more delicious. If you don't lay it down and you peel it, it breaks in half just like that. So you got to lay it down. All right, this ramen will be ready very quickly. I'm going to cut this. There's a really neat way to cut these into like unusual shapes. So it looks like a Star Trek emblem. See right up there. So like Captain Kirk would have this right there. I'm gonna get my chicken broth and coconut milk on the burner. Gonna put my ramen noodle in. So I got all my spices in here, cooking the ramen. Here comes the fresh ingredients in here. Oh yeah. I'm gonna add a little more frozen corn. A palmful. Okay. Bam. Now there's 5 different flavor families: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. Umami means rotten. There's 2 ways to put rotten. Rotten's a funny one. It's kind of a pungent flavor, but tastes great. You can get that from meats or fish sauce, or you can get it from soy sauce. So we're gonna put a splash of soy sauce in here. Soy sauce doesn't usually go very well with coconut milk, so I'm gonna be very careful here. Teeniest bit. I don't want the final user to taste the coconut, or rather, I don't want them to taste the soy sauce. I just want to add a layer of flavor. Oh, that's going to be tasty. Okay, I'm going to add a little more curry. I'm feeling frisky. We are almost done here. Okay, still kind of want. Notice I'm cooking it on high. Cooking on high just because I really want it to boil as fast as I can. Okay, you guys, this came out really nice. The addition of the curry and the coconut milk really starts to bring it to a higher standard here. Thanks, enjoy your ramen.